Howdy guys, this is Dan with Danny Aquatics coming to you from the fish room. Just a quick update for the end of the week here. And this is the South Central American tank, the 550 gallon, and these guys are doing swell. And I did have, during the week, I had one of my my viejas passed away, but I believe they were in a fight or something, because she just died like that. There were two of the black belts that were spawning in one corner, and I have a feeling that they just got into it with her or with him, and apparently they killed her or killed him overnight. So I mean, most of these fish have been doing really well for the last 2 years, and then just to have all of a sudden, and these guys are still in the back, and these two here have been just circling this corner and they're kind of trying to keep this corner. They've been sweeping the bottom, moving all the substrate. So apparently something's going on. I'm not sure. I haven't seen no eggs or anything. So hopefully they don't mess with none of the other viejas in here and some of the other fish. So other than that, that's about all the excitement for this tank that's been going on, besides just these guys just doing swell and enjoying their water and their meals every day. So there's Arowana, my Paco. He's doing good. And he is something else. I did water change yesterday and stuff. He come up to the top of the water. I can sit there and just pet him, and he doesn't go nowhere. I just rub his back several times and he'll finally swim away. But he's something else. He's, you know, not really skittish and scared or anything when you put your hand in the water. So alrighty, let's check out some of these other tanks in here. Let's spin around here. And let's check out, this is the 275 African cichlid tank. Mostly haps and peacocks, and they're doing great as well. And still waiting around. I'm going to try to get some, at least 4 or 5 more added to this tank. Is just trying to find them, but they need to be at least 5 to 6 inches long already, because I don't want to put small fish in here. I'm sure they will decimate them for territorial. Just they become real territorial, and they mostly just dominance of the tank and their space. So do it when you do a big water change and a feeding and stuff. So they kind of move some maybe the decor around, so they're kind of befuddled a little bit, and they're not sure what's going on when you add the new fish. It's always helped to do a lot of changes to the tank when you're adding that many fish to already a tank that's already well established with certain fish in here all the time. Alrighty, let's check out the 330 gallon tank, and these guys are really doing great. And mostly South American, except for a few what do they call it, torpedo barbs, and the thing, there's 2 grommies in here, but all these guys are doing swell. These guys are just beautiful. They've gotten so large and so majestic. It's one of my most peaceful tanks. Yeah, I love it. I love just coming in here and relaxing, and especially on my days off that I've had here lately. After a good hard day of working out in the yard, cutting yards and stuff, just come in here and relax. Alrighty guys, let's move on to some of these smaller tanks here. These have not changed any. This is my Convicts, albino Convicts. There's still about 8 or 10 of them down there at the bottom. These are a little bit larger, and these guys are really starting to get a little bigger. They're about 3/4 of an inch to an inch long, and they're getting antsy. They're fixing to get fed probably after this video. And this is my 20 gallon tank here with mostly tetras, black skirts, red-eye tetras, some zebra danios, and just a few there. I think there's a few black neons and some I think someone said that they were rainbow. What do they call those? Swordtails. So they're really pretty little fish. Really, really peaceful little tank. I like it. All right, let's move over to the 30-gallon tank, and these are the adult convicts, the albino ones. And like I've mentioned before in other videos, all these albino that I have, convicts, will eventually be getting. I'm going to end up probably changing some of these tanks here in this section, and maybe put one long, maybe 150, 180 gallon tank in here, and do away with these 3 tanks, or at least those 2 tanks down there. That's at least 7 foot in that area, and put a big tank to house nothing but my albino convicts. So let's move on to the back side of this room. Let's check out these 2 tanks here, and these are always super clean. I love these tanks. These are just the regular convicts, the white and gray ones, or black and gray. They're just really pretty tank. And this is my mbuna tank. There's a little debris flying around. I had fed them yesterday in the evening some romaine, and there's probably some of their waste poop now that's floating around. Everybody's pooping lettuce. But you gotta have a good variety for them, especially the mbunas. It's good to give them some plant-based food. So let's move on over to the 150-gallon tank here, and this is mostly African cichlids, and there are still 3 little ones at the very bottom that have been swarming at the bottom, and they have been surviving. So apparently nobody has really messed with them, but they're down there at the bottom. There's one that just run off, and they're down there in the back. They're hard to see sometimes, but they're still around. Hopefully they get full size and come to size with the other fish, and I think that'll be neat. It's neat to see the fry actually surviving in a tank that's with this many fish, and they're hungry. And here, let's move back as far as I can and try to capture the whole 450-gallon tank here. And these guys are just doing swell as well. Everybody has had water changes and cleaned in the last couple of days, so these tanks really look really sparkling clean. The core, everything else. I wish I would have taken more time and maybe hired a professional to clean the inside of this one glass panel, and I might end up doing that in the future, because this is such an expensive tank and it's so large. And if I could get that whole glass panel repolished on the inside and take the scratches off, this thing would be beautiful all the time. Up close you can see the scratches and stuff. I guess I'm not sure how they put so many scratches into this glass. It's a shame. And but it's still a pretty tank. It's still usable, holds water, and I hardly paid anything for this tank, being as big as it is. The only thing I invested in was silicone and putting some tops and stuff on it and building a base for it, and trying to clean it up. So, alrighty guys, just a quick update. But you know what? I better not forget my brackish water pea puffers, or not pea puffers, my figure 8 puffers. These guys are doing swell as well. Always thriving. And they are just all over the tank most of the time. They're just swimming. Sometimes I'll sneak up here and they're down there in the green plastic plants, just I guess just roaming around, seeing what they can. They're just very curious, I guess, what's going on inside that little tank and that plant pipes and stuff that they have down there. They're just plastic. But they'll see me and they just come up to the top. They get all like, oh, we're ready to eat again. And they eat, they'll get little big old pot bellies on them. They're really cute. Alrighty, guys. Y'all have a wonderful and a blessed weekend. This is Danny with Danny Aquatics. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day, guys. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.